This is my audience. Do you ever think of all the helpless animals that are beaten, neglected, and even killed every day just because their owner is having a rough day? Animal abuse is despicable and inhumane under any circumstance, and we need to do our part as a society and fight against it. Every day in the United States, animals are struggling to survive. Some are found and rescued. They're given the chance to experience how great life and humans can be. Others aren't as fortunate. Personally, my dog before we got him was severely abused. We're still unsure about how it happened, but he only has 3 legs now. He may have lived, but it still affects him every day of his life. Today, I'm going to cover the different types of animal abuse. I'll show you a few different abuse cases, and lastly, how we can fight against animal cruelty. When you think of animal abuse, you probably think of hitting an animal or leaving it out in the cold, but those are just some forms of animal abuse. My first main point. There are 2 main types, physical and unintentional abuse. According to AnimalRightsAction.com, physical abuse is when you do things like hit an animal or even something as extreme as setting an animal on fire. There have been many cases of physical animal abuse. Some are still unbelievably extreme, such as a kitten being beaten to death and thrown into a garbage can to die. Another form of abuse is unintentional. This means the people who are abusing the animals don't actually know they are doing it, like leaving a dog in the car with the window sealed on a hot day. Not paying attention to it by pet is also a form of unintentional abuse. Adults who abuse animals may have grown up in an abusive home. Sometimes, during a divorce, one adult may take their anger out on their dog or cat to get back at the other person. Others do it for no reason. Sadly, people abuse animals for fun, even though there's certainly nothing funny about what they have done. Clearly, there are several cases of animal cruelty. I'll be showing you a few example cases. I will warn you now, some of the images are pretty graphic. A man from Greek Animal Rescue finds the body of a dog floating on the surface of the sea with its head submerged under the water. He reaches under the water and finds that the dog was purposely drowned by heavy rocks being tied to its collar. No matter how much the dog struggled, it ran out of strength to fight against the weight of the heavy boulders put around its neck. To add to that, according to AmericanHumane.org, a man from the United States tried to hack off his dog's head. Dr. Caldwell, a vet, fought very hard to save her, and she was named Hope in the hope that she would pull through, but sadly she did not make it. Lastly, according to AnimalPort.com, Andrew Summerfield shot his dog Barney 10 times with an air rifle and stabbed at his skull and face with a meat knife. The animal abuser then left the dog on the side of the road to die. Sadly, his suffering was so severe that he could not be saved and was euthanized. Dogs, cats, and your common pets aren't the only animals getting abused. Animal testing is cruel and a huge problem. Every year, millions of animals are blind, shocked, poisoned, mutilated, and even killed in laboratories across the world. Dogs, cats, mice, rats, and primates are all victims of horrific experiences that eventually cost them their lives. These animals suffer and die in painful tests to determine the safety of cosmetics and household products. The grinding up of alive chicks is considered a humane practice. Chicks are used as packaging in the poultry industry. Fur is seen as a luxury for the wealthy. Most people don't know the lengths taken to trap and skin these creatures for an impractical coat such as the ones that you see at designer stores. Stripping animals of their fur is nothing more than torture. These animals are treated more like machines rather than animals. Each year, roughly 10 million animals are trapped in the wild so that they can be skinned and turned into fur coats. Approximately 40 animals must be killed to make one fur coat. Is this worth your hamburgers, chicken nuggets, eyeshadow, and fur coats to know that billions of animals are being killed for them? It's very apparent that if we don't do anything about this issue, it will continue to grow. It's our job to stop animal abuse and raise animal cruelty awareness. If everyone follows these tips from DoSomething.org, the amount of animal cruelty would drastically decrease. First, know who to call to report animal cruelty. Every state and every town are different. In some areas, you may call the police department to investigate animal cruelty. In others, you may have to contact a local animal control agency. Get to know and look out for animals in your neighborhood. By being aware, you're more likely to notice. Make the call. Without phone calls from concerned citizens who report animal cruelty in their neighborhoods, we wouldn't know about most instances of animal abuse. Provide as much information as possible when reporting animal cruelty. It helps to write down the type of abuse you witnessed, who was involved, the date of the incident, and where it took place. And lastly, set a good example for others. If you have pets, be sure to always show them the love and good care they deserve. But it's more than just food, water, and adequate shelter. If you think your animal is sick, bring them to the vet. There are so many different kinds of animal cruelty, some you wouldn't normally think of. That is why it is our job to take a stand and give justice to those who don't have a voice. To grow as a nation, we must fight for these abused animal rights and severely punish heartless owners. Now that everyone has more knowledge of the cruel torture that occurs every day, I hope everyone takes a stand for the cruel abuse that could be happening in your very own neighborhood.